Hello and welcome back to Friday Minis. Today, we're going to look at a term that applies to audio synthesis. That is, when you want to generate a sound, this is one of the things you can do to change up the nature of that sound. And this is known as an ADSR envelope. Now, for this episode, we're going to be spending the vast majority of the time looking at an audio synthesizer and hearing this in action. I think that works better. But before we do that, we have to understand what the four letters mean. A stands for attack, D stands for decay, S stands for sustain, and R stands for release. These are four parameters that actually affect how the volume of a piece of sound changes over time. And changing up these values can actually make the sound, sound very different. So let us jump into an audio synthesizer. We'll try to understand what this all sounds like. So first of all, this is the sound that I have generated. It is just a sine wave, and without applying an ADSR envelope to it, it just sounds like a plain boring sine wave. We start with the attack. The attack is basically a fade-in for the sound. If I were to increase the attack duration, notice how the sound swells up to its full volume, like so. Decay refers to how much the sound actually drops after its initial swell up. So if I were to increase the decay a little bit, you can hear that the sound swells up and then drops a little, before remaining at a lowered volume. This lowered volume is called the sustain. If I turn it up, notice how the drop becomes less noticeable. And if I turn it down, the change in volume becomes very evident. Finally, release. When you actually lift your finger off the key, how long should the sound still continue to trail on? So I've turned up the release a little bit. I'm going to play the sound and then release the key. And you can hear that it fades out slowly instead of stopping abruptly. By changing up just these four values, you can greatly change up the nature of the sound you've synthesized. I'm going to use the same sine wave, but I'm going to use several different ADSR envelopes, and just listen and see what the difference is. And there you have it. We've just taken a look at ADSR envelopes, a very fundamental yet powerful tool in sound synthesis. That's all there is for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, you're watching 0612 TV. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, consider checking out the rest of my work on my channel. Alternatively, you may be interested in a playlist of all the other episodes of Friday Minis. If you'd like to show me some monetary support, I am on Patreon. You can find a link to my campaign in the video description. Of course, you can simply like this video or leave a comment. I'll be sure to respond as soon as I can. To keep in touch with my future uploads, do subscribe to this channel. And for even more updates, check out the official Twitter account for this channel at 0612TV. Thank you for your support.